Hello Capricorn, Sun, Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So Capricorn, today we're going to go over your energy as well as your person's energy. So with all that being said, Capricorn, let's get started. How does Capricorn currently view this relationship? All right, let's see what we got. So we do have the Four of Cups, we do have the Temperance card, and then we also have the Justice card. Okay. I feel like somebody's trying to change your mind. Yeah, I feel like someone's trying to change your mind, and whoever this person is that's trying to change your mind, it's somebody that you already ended things with. But I feel like this person's trying to change your mind about them. This to me kind of feels like an energy of somebody who feels like they deserve a second chance with you. Now, you may definitely disagree on that, as far as like this person deserving a second chance from you is concerned, but I'm kind of getting that. Like, this person feels like they deserve a second chance with you, which is something that I don't necessarily feel you're deciding to essentially give them, which is, a second chance. It does appear to me that you're sticking by this decision of yours as far as like wanting nothing to do with this individual is concerned. We also have the Four of Cups out here. There's a possibility, Capricorn, that you could have been in love with this person. If so, I don't necessarily feel like that's the case anymore. I do feel like you're definitely over them and whatever it is that you once upon a time had with them is concerned. But you're definitely sticking by this decision nonetheless. I don't see you allowing this person, you know what I mean, to like change your mind about them whatsoever. Okay, let's look at this person. How does this person currently view this relationship with Capricorn? So we have the Ace of Swords, we do have the Tower, and then we also have the Six of Cups. I see. I see. In regards to how they're currently viewing this relationship with you, before this person decides to extend themselves to you, which we already did see this person extending themselves to you, but before, right? The energy that they're harnessing prior to extending themselves to you. It's as if this person knows that there's a possibility, right? That this can totally play out in their favor, and there's a possibility that this may not play out in their favor. This person is definitely aiming for a reconciliation, which we kind of already established that, right? But this person knows that this could go either which way. I think that the moment that this person experiences this rejection from you, that's when they're going to try to like convince you into giving them a second chance. That's when they're going to try their hardest to change your mind about this decision of yours, because it kind of looks like you're deciding to not open that door back up, but this person's going to give you 99 reasons as to why you should. They're going to also give you 99 reasons as to why you should give them another chance and why they deserve another chance, yada yada yada. So let's keep going. How does Capricorn currently feel? We have the Seven of Pentacles, we have the Hangman, and then we also have the Emperor. Okay, we also have the Seven of Wands, and then we also have the Death card. Instead of you doing this whole back and forth with this person, it kind of looks like you're going to decide not to, is kind of what I'm gathering. Because although they're giving you 99 reasons as to why you should give them another chance, you're giving them 99 reasons as to why they don't deserve another chance. So there's a whole lot of like that going on between you and this person. But there's going to come a point in time where you're going to be like, you know what? I'm not going to go back and forth with this person. Like, I'm done. I'm moving forward. I'm moving on with my life. I don't have time for this. And we do kind of see you shifting your focus right back onto yourself, your finances, your career, your growth, your expansion, things of that nature. It just kind of looks like you rather spend your time focusing on anything else but this individual and what they're over here talking about, as far as how, you should totally give them another chance, and as far as how, they feel like, you're making a terrible mistake. I mean, the list goes on and on, because I'm also getting a whole lot of that, where this person might try to go as far as to convince you that you're making a terrible mistake by walking away from them, things of that nature. But it kind of looks like you don't feel like you're making a terrible mistake by walking away from this person. You actually feel pretty good about your decision. How does this person currently feel? We have the Nine of Wands. I'm getting a very stubborn energy, honestly, off of this person. It's as if this person refuses to take no for an answer. It kind of looks like this person, you know, goes from going back and forth, you know, with you to just outright talking to themselves, because there's going to come a point in time where something's just going to click within you and you're going to be like, you know what, I'm not going to go back and forth with this person. Like, I already said what I said. I'm done with them. It is what it is. Like, you know, I highly suggest they move on with their life because I'm definitely moving on with mine. Like, it has that type of feel. So it's like they go from arguing with you to arguing with themselves. This rejection that this person is experiencing from you, for one, it really does hurt their feelings. Okay, let's just start there. It really, really does hurt their feelings, but it's also shattering this person's ego in the process of it all. With the 2 of Swords to the 3 of Swords, that creates a 5 of Swords at play, which basically speaks of ego and pride. So you're kind of shattering their heart and their ego at the same exact time. It's kind of what I'm gathering, just by simply deciding to not give this person another chance. This person may even go as far as to tell you that they know that they made, you know, many mistakes when it, you know, came down to you in their relationship with you, but they still, you know, feel like they deserve another chance nonetheless. Again, very stubborn energy for sure, without a shadow of a doubt. Like, this is somebody who's like refusing, absolutely refusing to take no for an answer. Like, they're definitely putting up a fight. I do want to look at the 7 of Wands. Tell me more about the 7 of Wands. Tell me more about the 7 of Wands. Tell me more about the 7 of Wands. Oh, man. We have the Knight of Swords in the reverse. Yikes. And then we also have the 3 of Swords in the upright. And then we also have the Knight of Pentacles. So not only are you shattering this person's ego, you're also shattering this person's heart in the process of it all. And all you're literally doing is telling this person, like, no, that's it. I'm done. I'm done. Okay? I'm done. I'm walking away from this. I highly recommend you do the exact same thing. You know what I mean? With that Knight of Swords energy in the reverse, I'm getting nothing but anger, okay, coming from this individual. The fact that you don't want anything to do with them pisses this person off beyond belief. And what's also pissing this person off is your very, very calm demeanor. What's also pissing this person off is that they can see how determined you are to walk away from this entire situation and never look back, okay? With the Justice card coming out here, there's a possibility that you and this person may be married. If so, it kind of looks like you're very determined to follow through on that divorce. If this is just somebody that you were in a committed relationship with, it kind of looks like you're very determined to walk away from this entire situation and never look back. If there was any type of contract that you had with this person, you're very determined to get off of that contract that you share with this individual. We just kind of see a very determined energy coming from you as far as walking away from this entire situation is concerned. So with that being said, it's pissing them off, okay? It's pissing them off. I just kind of feel like this person was really hoping, you know what I mean? That they would be able to essentially change your mind and talk you out of going through with this divorce or going through with this, you know, breakup. You know, for some of you, you guys could have already broken up and here they are coming back around your way, trying to change your mind, trying to get you to, you know, not move forward and move on with your life, you know, things of that nature. What actions will Capricorn take towards this person? Or moving forward. Okay. We have the 6 of Pentacles, we have the 6 of Wands, and then we also have the Hermit out here. I just feel like the way that you're going about this entire situation, Capricorn, between you and this person really does make this person's blood boil. I am getting that. If it's one thing that I will say is this, I do feel like you walked away from this entire situation with style and grace, okay? I mean, despite the fact that this person may have put you through a lot of stuff, you're still choosing to release this person, you know, with love. I am getting that. I'm not getting any sort of like anger or resentment or anything like that, you know, that you have towards this individual. You may have even went as far as to tell this person that it's, you know, it's best that the two of you just simply, you know, part ways. Like, I just feel like you parted, you know, ways from this person and your marriage with them or your relationship with them with style and grace and love, to be completely honest. And I feel like that's something that really does piss this person off. You know, it's like they can, God, how do I explain this? It's like when they look at you, And maybe that's what's kind of bothering them and upsetting them. It's a possibility, but it's like they just look at you as somebody who's just ready. You know what I mean? Like somebody who's just ready to walk away from this. They just kind of look at you as somebody who's definitely not hurting, over this ending here between the two of you. And I don't know. I feel like it really, really does bother them. At the end of the day, I think that you did, grow to obviously love this person and care for this person deeply. You're kind of harnessing the energy of, wanting nothing but the best, for them. You're harnessing this energy of wanting to see this person eat, just not at your table. You know what I mean? Like no hard feelings is kind of what I'm getting from you. No hard feelings. You know what I mean? You're accepting the fact that, okay, this person's never going to change. The situation's never going to improve. That's cool. That's fine. I can accept that. I'm just going to walk away now. Okay. Like, I just feel like it's just the way, you know what I mean? You're going about this. It's like, I don't know. It just upsets them. And I just think that it has a lot to do with the fact that this person sees how ready you are to like get this divorce, walk away from this, relationship, Yes. Alrighty. We have the Six of Swords. We have the King of Swords. Oh my Lord. And then we also have the Knight of Pentacles. Just like they're determined to walk away from this entire situation, never look back, they're also very, very determined to essentially get you back. Very, very stubborn energy for sure. I don't know if this person thinks that if they just keep trying, you know what I mean, to like get you back, that eventually, eventually you'll turn around and, give them the reconciliation that they essentially want. But I just don't see you wanting to do that, Unfortunately for them, I just don't see you wanting to do that. Let's look at the King of Swords, shall we? The fact that the both of you are showing up as masculine energies, and this could be a relationship between, a man and a woman, two men, two women, it doesn't really matter. We're just focusing on the energy, so don't get caught up in the gender. You're coming across as an emperor, they're coming across as a King of Swords. So that's kind of telling me that when you guys were romantically involved with one another, there was a lot of fighting, a lot of arguing, a whole lot of not seeing eye to eye is kind of what I'm getting. Tell me more about the King of Swords. Tell me more about the King of Swords. I just kind of feel like this person feels like they just can't, be without you. Like, they just can't do this thing called life without you in it is kind of what I'm getting. With the Seven of Swords coming out here in the reverse to the Judgment card, I keep getting that same old from this person. Like, even though this person, made their mistakes and our poor decisions, this person essentially feels like they really do deserve, a second chance with you. Well, that, I guess, you know what I mean? Like, I guess, I mean, that's going to continue to come out for this person as far as them feeling like they deserve, another chance here with you. But that's the thing, is that even though they feel like they deserve another chance, with you, even after everything that they basically put you through, you don't want to revisit this anymore. You just don't want to revisit this anymore. You just don't, is what I'm getting. You guys are not on the same page. It's like they want to continue to fight for this, but you don't want to continue to fight for this, and it's like they're trying, at this point, dude, it's like they're trying to force you to do something you don't want to do. Like, you don't want to continue to be married to them. You don't want to continue to be in a relationship with them. Like, you just don't want to do this anymore. It kind of looks like you don't have like the energy, let alone the desire to like fight for this anymore. Like, the desire to fight for this marriage and a relationship is gone. Like, it's gone, And it's like, I don't know if this person realizes this, but it's like they're forcing somebody to want to continue to be married to them in a relationship, with them, when that individual just doesn't want to. They just don't want to. They don't want to. You know what I mean? They just don't want to. This person, they're getting nowhere extremely quickly with you. I just think that they think that, if they just keep trying to change your mind, if they just keep trying to convince you, that eventually you'll turn around and give them what they want. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen. You know what I mean? So it's like, at what point do you stop and tell yourself, you know what? They don't want to be with me anymore. They want to walk away from this marriage. They want to walk away from this relationship. Let me just accept that already and stop putting up a fight. You know what I mean? Because it kind of looks like they're going to have to either which way. You know what I mean? They're going to have to eventually move into a place of acceptance that you're done with them and that you don't want to do this anymore. Like, And they can't force you to continue to be married to them or in a relationship with. They can't, you know? So it's like, at what point do you stop and tell yourself, you know what, I'm not going to keep fighting, you know, for a marriage with somebody who doesn't want to continue to be married to me anymore, or to fight for a relationship with somebody who doesn't want to continue to be in a relationship with me anymore. At what point do you stop and tell yourself that? You know what I mean? I feel like eventually they're going to. I just kind of feel like it's going to take some time is kind of what I'm getting. But yeah, that's what I have for you. Hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated. And I will see you guys in your next reading. Bye.